We're live. You gotta say your bit, your Kazooie. All right, fine, I'll do it. Yep.
You weren't coming in clear enough.
Sorry. Just say the I'm Kazooie part.
But I can't do it. Oh. What are we doing?
And I'm Banjo, and you're watching Jackass. Welcome back to the Mehcast, and oh, what a motley crew we are. In case you're wondering, why are we doing this without Alex? Well, let's just say that
He bailed on us again.
No, he's working. He's got a late shift today. Hopefully this doesn't persist, because then there's gonna be issues with later streams, especially the Super Mario 3D World old stuff we've been doing. So anyway, last time, that's happening next. That's happening next week. So, last time on the Banjo of Kazooie's, we just finished up in Clanker's Cavern, and now we're headed off to Bubblegloop Swamp. So, here's the thing with the area that we're going to be traversing. See that water down below?
Yeah, it's poisonous.
Well, not really poisonous.
It's
yeah,
piranhas. My brain's kicking in.
Your brain kicked in, and at the moment that was most important.
Yes, there are piranhas in that water, and you do not want to tip your toes into it. Which I believe is why we're about to get a power-up in this particular level called the Waiting Boots.
Yep. I'm glad you actually remember that.
Speak of the devil, and they shall appear.
Mm-hmm. Bottles! Okay, chicken Kazooie. Sadly, the speed shoes that we'll be getting later on are going to be prudent to us getting the
Gobi's Valley.
Yeah, they're in Gobi's Valley, so they're going to be prudent to us getting a Jiggy here, so we're going to have to hold off on getting all 10 in this level. But first things first.
Shit's amazing in Crocodile's mouth.
Well, not really crap eggs, it's... you shoot them. You know, when Screw Attack made a top 10 sidekicks in gaming, they did list Kazooie on there, but the thing is that Banjo can't really do much by himself, especially in Kazooie. Although he can do some interesting glitch bits. It's that tool-assisted speedrun that's not exploited. Like, I'm serious. Yes, if you look up some of the tool-assisted speedruns in Banjo and Kazooie, you could see Banjo doing some insane stuff with his empty backpack. Oh. Well, now I just demonstrated. So what makes my feet smelly compared to, say, crocodiles' feet? Or are they just picky on what smell? And that's the last one we'll be needing to get to. There's another Jinjo.
If you don't mind me asking, Kevin, what was your first Nintendo 64 game?
That's hard to say. Ow! Oh, first of all. Well, secondly, I believe it was... strangely enough, I think the second Mario Party. Because most of the time I'm spent on that system wasn't really spent on, like, a lot of the single-player games. It was more spent on multiplayer stuff.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's kind of hard because I got exposed to the Nintendo 64 when I was in daycare, and the one game I remember playing was Yoshi's Story. Then my step-grandmother had one, and she had
Yep.
Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Diddy Kong Racing, and Weapons.
You know, I find it funny how most people do like a little mondegreen on the Yoshi's Story main theme song, making it sound like the Yoshis are singing "You assholes." I'm not kidding. Mondegreens are strange. Oh, great, these assholes. Oh, time to cheat. Get back here. So yeah, I was like, I mean, come on, you wouldn't cheat there? Let's be real here.
Yeah, I guess.
Especially when those guys are hard to hit normally. How are you enjoying this when you're clearly in pain?
Oh, because he needed a massage.
Top's definition of a massage is very different from any massage I've ever heard of. And now,
Yeah, maybe he had knots in his feet and he needed them rubbed out. That's what he said.
Tip Top. I'm sure some people remembered you from Diddy Kong Racing.
we gotta join the Tortoise Symphony Orchestra.
First... No, that's not... That's not why I jumped up here. Damn it! No! No, you absolute moron! Fine, I'll play the damn tune.
Simon Says style.
I wonder if it's a different tune depending on the save file. Fuck off, game.
You have to start it over.
Ugh.
To the instructor.
The fact that I could get a game over from this.
Blue. Light blue. Purple.
Okay,
light
now...
blue, yellow.
Okay. So... I'd feel bad for this chorus, but...
Yeah, who knew trying to perform an orchestra had to be so violent? Red, blue, red.
Okay, then.
Red, blue, purple, blue. What? Wait, what? I missed something. Forgot that color was purple. Okay. Okay. Red, blue, red. There was an unseen ekum-bokum.
Red, blue, red, blue,
Purple.
blue, red, purple, blue. For this, I was trying to jump for the honeycomb piece. Finally. Jiggy.
Let's get jiggy.
With it. Finally.
Pretty soon we're going to be doing another minigame featuring a hostile crocodile.
Yep.
Very mean at that.
Ow! Fucker.
Can you tell that Kevin has a lot of enthusiasm for this stage?
Oh, I don't think I could have made it more obvious this if I had drawn a picture of my enthusiasm. Maybe its feet just smelled better. I'm not bitter or anything. There was an interesting Sanity Not Included sketch where every time Banjo and Kazooie tried something on some weird stuff happened to them, including one time where they just flat out exploded.
You have to go to Mumbo and transform into.
I know what I have to do for this area. I'm just trying to look around. Take that. Rewind it back. I'm not gonna finish the rest of that song. You know, one joke I ended up making in regards to Batman the Animated Series is during the recent viewing of it yesterday was that Joker would have a slow-mo gun at one point, like just for the sole purpose of making a viral hit out of smacking Harley on the butt, and then watching that jiggle in slow motion. And recording it too. Oh, and you want to know how many hits that would get?
1 million?
Yes.
Wow.
Who knew your products would be a viral hit?
Well, I mean, people do have the hots for Harley, so.
Don't you want to rev up your Harley?
You like the stick shift, baby.
Alright, there's the grunty switch. Yeah, I find it funny how in Banjo-Tooie, Gruntilda actually misses the body she was trying to undo through Tootie. Because somehow a bear's sister is prettier than she is.
Mirror on the wall. Who has the prettiest look of them all? A young bear cub named Tootie.
It wasn't even a mirror, it was a cauldron. I could have sworn we were supposed to get something in Kazooie. Jiggy. Uh-huh. So what's your favorite area in this game?
My favorite area?
Yes.
I don't know. It's been a while.
It's honestly hard to say what would be my favorite area in this game, because it's like there are quite a few good ones, but then there's also the really lame ones that I know for a fact are nobody's favorites. Like, some people do like Click Clock Wood exclusively for its aesthetic.
Yeah, Click Clock Wood is pretty interesting because it has those seasonal cycles.
Spit your mouth, you! Finally!
Greedy crocodile.
It wasn't greedy, it was being picky! Alright, now that we've pretty much gotten most of this covered, let's go... Oh, wait. Now we still got this area. Ahoy!
Egg in the swamp.
Seems legit.
Layer after layer after layer.
And another one.
Racking up them jiggies.
I'm just trying to get jiggy with it. Let's go and get those notes since we can. Not about the stuff! Stupid bird! That was frustrating. That was almost as weird as when Proton John, during his Let's Play of Superman 64, tried to get Superman to climb up the stairs, but collision detection caused him to keep bouncing backwards. It was to the point where he's like, Superman, walk up the stairs. Don't jump like a pony. And I'm like, yeah. So, what would be your favorite Superman story, if you had to pick one?
I don't really know. I don't really pay much attention to
Okay, which would be your favorite Superman movie?
I couldn't really tell you because I haven't really watched a ton of Superman movies. I've seen the serial from like the 1950s.
Interesting. Because I don't think anybody I know on the server has seen in like anything aside from that old, aside from maybe the Fleischer cartoons.
I know I've seen some of the old cartoons at one point as well.
Because the Fleischer cartoons are interesting in that they are heavily dated in terms of how a lot of the characters are characterized, but at the same time, they also invented a lot of interesting things that are utilized for Superman comics nowadays. Now, just for insurance. I know, I ruined the immersion.
Yeah. Oh, you got save states?
Yep. This is an emulator.
Nintendo Switch.
Yep, Switch app.
Wow.
Immersion's ruined forever, guys. Look.
Copyright strike this.
Well, it is their emulator that I'm playing this on, so they can't do that. This isn't even Project 64. Fuck you, buddy. I'm always still so weirded out by Mumbo's model in this game compared to his model in the second game. Because his second model looks way more expressive and whatnot than the model in this one. Transform me! Ubada! Screw you, man. So how about that election?
Yeah, about that election.
I find it hilarious how people were so confident that Kamala was going to win. Only for Trump to pull out the victory.
Yeah, honestly, I was really hoping for Trump to win.
I know quite a number of people were. My personal take on it is like, I don't really care so long as the people who wouldn't shut up about politics shuts up for a while. And oh my god. Mark Hamill, Stephen King, and Tara Strong, all known for not only being fully entrenched in the whole Orange Man bad narrative, but also the fact that they themselves just talk nonstop about how he's such a bad person and whatnot. It's
Trump derangement syndrome.
Yep. Yep. And now they're awfully quiet. It's kind of a breath of fresh air, to be honest. And it's not like these people are, good. They're kind of whack jobs. Not for their political beliefs, but just out of the fact that they're just outright insane. Like, Hamill especially, because you've seen some of the stuff that Hamill has done, right?
I recall that he was up at the podium where he was like Joby-Wan Kenobi, and I'm like, oh god.
That's not even like a thing that I would get on him for. That's just like, oh my god, dude. That's just embarrassing. No, what I was referring to was the fact that Hamill has at one point told I want to say his stepdaughter, or he told her to get her child aborted so that she, under this belief that she would be closer with him or her through the Force. Yeah, that was a thing. Fine, I'll play your stupid game and win a stupid prize. Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason why there's an image surfacing around on Twitter and whatnot of all the Star Wars actors we've lost, and the diagrams show Hamill and Harrison Ford's minds being gone. Oh, fucking hell. No! I'm getting out of here.
Seriously?
Oh, holy shit! You saw that, right?
Yeah.
That was insane. We barely managed to escape. But yeah, as you can see, that's why we need the shoes.
Yeah, this running
So we will come back to this area later.
But yeah, like, the fact that you lose even with a tie, that's retarded.
It is. And the fact that he just outright tried to chase me down and eat me, I'm like, oh no, 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 no. That is bad juju.
Yeah, he'll chomp,
Yep, just to make me learn a lesson.
Oh, but not only that, in the later parts of that stage, because I think there's like multiple parts to that game.
Yes, there is. You have to beat him 3 times.
And if you lose to him, I think on the final round, he takes one of your lives.
Oh, that's stupid.
I wish I was joking.
Now, realistically, I should be falling asleep.
Freeze easy peek. Which I believe is stage 5.
Yes, you would be correct.
Then Gobi's Valley will be number 6.
And I just realized something. I need to be normal again. And before I could go into that tunnel. I forgot to do the damn tunnel. Oh well. I'll go out of range. Then go back into the swamp after clearing out the rock, and then it is broomstick racing. Although she's dim, she attended St. Dungball's school. You won't believe that Gruntilda's party trick is performing a scary striptease.
Oh god. Gruntilda doing a striptease. That is a picture in my head that I do not want.
The fact that they actually kept this in the re-releases, that is insane.
It's amazing how it even got into the original game at all.
Let's see now.
But then again, this is also the generation where there's a game called Apocalypse for the PlayStation, and you can just roast enemies into a screaming, flame-ridden barbecue, and it's still considered rated T. So.
Well, let's also not forget how voluptuous Candy Kong was. was in Donkey Kong 64.
Yes. And she also makes some double entendres too.
Yep.
Video games of the past were more based.
Yep. Alright, let's get this thing open. And now let's go back in and get the crocodile form.
By the way, this is also considering that we haven't even brought up Conquers by a Fur Day.
That was a blatant M rating. People thought that was going to be a kid-friendly game. Oh boy, do I have news to tell you.
Yeah. You talk about a massive subversion of expectations.
Because remember, that cute furry squirrel debuted in Diddy Kong Racing, as did Banjo and Kazooie.
And was at one point going to get his own kid-friendly game. But thanks to a man known as Chris Seaver, Conquers Bad Fur Day became the game that it is.
I wonder if they'll put that on the 17 up Nintendo Switch Online. Because I know they had Perfect Dark on there.
Speaking of, you are aware that they are trying to make a reboot of that game, right?
I think. Me
They
and
are. And essentially, they
Hey, Damon.
arc a fucking man jaw. If you've ever seen the previews for it.
Yeah, Damon was just chat. And he's like, hey man, I'm still tuning it. And sucks I'm not in VC this time, but I'm still watching the stream. Thank you for watching, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not really doing a group stream because reasons.
Well, here's the thing. We're gonna be going back into the group stream when Alex comes back. All right, let's go. Let's get at it.
You team up with Alex when you'll be able to tolerate the amount of autism, right?
I suppose. Now I wanted to actually go over the new character that they announced for Bleach Rebirth of Souls, which is the upcoming fighting game. So, Bandai Namco US ended up promising that a new character was going to be added in Veterans Day. They were taking breaks from the weekly announcements. It's on Mondays. And today, they ended up announcing Neliel to Odelschwang, an Arankar, are formerly of the Espada, as the new playable character, and I was very excited to see her in this game, because I'm like, awesome! So, in case you're wondering, who is Nell? Well, and you've seen up to when Ichigo. Oh, good. When they go to Waco Mundo.
No, I have not.
So Ichigo and company end up finding. Okay, and that was all we need. We need to have. So Ichigo and company go to Waco Mundo to try to rescue Orihime after he was forced to go there because of Ukiura and Aizen's machinations. So essentially Ichigo. So essentially, they ended up meeting these three Arrancar's Nell, Pesce, and Dondachaka, who at first are nothing more than, comedic relief. Because as you know, quite a few arcs need some comedic relief here and there. And Nell at first appears to be like this little girl with her hollow mask as just a little head accessory on her person. And because every Arrancar has this whole shtick of their hollow mask being on their person somewhere on their body. I mean, Nell has hers atop her head. And it's a sort of like skull.
Not too far from here is where you will reach Gobi's Valley.
Yep. And the frame rate just chugged. Let's push the switch. Anyway, so Nell accompanies Ichigo in Waco Mundo. To help get him and Chad Uryu, who then later Rukia and Renji to Las Noches, because that's where Aizen's headquarters ends up being in this point in the story.
Just based on the locations you're telling me, it sounds like the cast of Bleach went to fucking Mexico or someplace. Well,
it is a Spanish motif. Waco Mundo means hollow world in Spanish, and Las Noches means the nights in Spanish. So you're not far off. It's like, and Chad himself is part Mexican.
Yeah.
And the thing is that at first Kubo, was just going to make him like a Tant and a Japanese student in the manga, but then he just figured, he's like, you know what? You know what? Let's make him Mexican. Because why not? And the best part is, it's not even like a major part of Chad's identity. It's just he happened to be that way. Oh, now we have a warp point.
Yep.
Banjo-Tooie was better with this.
Yeah, with the warp pads.
Yep. I'm gonna see if I can do Gobi's Valley before Freezeezy Peak, because I don't want to backtrack like too often in this. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And another pot.
I'm a bagel cauldron, big and round.
Disgusting Gruntilda has rat bagels for breakfast. Then she usually has maggot pie for dinner. Yuck. Warp Bags then finishes with eyeball ice cream for dessert. How horrid. By the way, if you attempt to attack those beekeeper or surrounded by bees,
The bees
then
attack.
yep. You know what? I'm just gonna go do Freezeezy Peak just so I can get one at the move there.
In Banjo-Tooie, I know that they reprise, but they also have an enemy counterpart.
What?
That beestock, or whatever you call it.
The beekeeper?
The beekeeper, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they have an enemy version in Banjo-Tooie.
Oh yeah, I remember that because Banjo-Tooie is actually on here.
Just like how the Jinjos in Banjo-Tooie have the Minjos.
Alright, let's go into Freezeezy Peak.
Yeah, the music definitely sounds very festive and lively.
Almost like it's a certain holiday that will be happening in a month. I'm gonna need you to get your fat ass off the ground.
He ate too much and now he can't move.
He ate a Jiggy. I once saw...
That's probably part of his problem right there.
I once saw like a Facebook video reel of some guy who clearly was not willing to pay the $5,000 vet bill, all for this dog who somehow swallowed a sock, and it was a small dog at that. He pulled the sock right out of its mouth. I'm like, what the hell, man? I see some interesting stuff on social media.
Amazing how some of the weirdest things can only ever happen on social media.
Yeah. Interesting how the yellow parts of the scarf have notes on them, but the red parts have red feathers.
You know, they match the colors.
don't even think the snowman is smoking crack. I just know that he's a holly jolly soul. I didn't know presents wanted to be given to somebody. This is such an unusual enemy. Hell no. Yeah, it's a good thing the Talon Trot is mostly immune to ice physics. Ow! Sadly, it's not immune to fall damage. Alright, let's get on this. Finally got your fat ass up. I'll be dealing with you later.
Yeah. And Banjo Kazooie.
This fat bastard didn't even raise his children, right?
Yeah, because in Banjo Kazooie you get to deal with his kids.
Yep, and his wife. Alright, now we want to light the Christmas tree up. Where the twinkles protect us from the twinkly muncher. Whereas as we hop across to our tree, if enough of us get there, we can light the tree for you. No, you're not allowed to eat them. I hate these guys. Oh, come on! Come on. Let's try this again. I hit you!
Try rolling into them.
Nope, it doesn't work. Finally! Okay, let's see. Hey, Sonic. You stopping by for support in spirit? Thank you for the moral support.
Hey, Sonic.
Now the tree is lit up. Also, much like the previous level, the water is lava.
Yes, because the ice is way too cold for Bando to step into, and therefore he will lose a health point.
Oh, wait. I'm doing this all wrong again.
This also happens if you're in the winter portion of Click Clock Wood. If I'm remembering correctly.
Well, Click Clock Wood actually lets you swim in water.
At the cost of double your air points.
Which is stupid.
It's the same way with the oily water in Rusty Bucket Bay, where if you swim in it, you slowly lose air. And if you swim in the water, you lose twice as much air.
Because as heaven forbid, Rare actually make things easy for you.
Just like in Rusty Bucket Bay, where inside the ship you have a bunch of illogically implemented pitfalls that lead to your death.
I gotta fly through this a couple more times. All right. Finally. You know, sometimes I get the impression that speedrunners would rather speedrun the second game than the first game just because of this animation. Because only in the transformed states means can you bypass that animation. Because otherwise, you're stuck seeing in that every single time you get a Jiggy. If only there were a way I could get rid of those snowmen. How convenient! Tell me, Tutorial Mole. Tell me, Tutorial Mole, what shall I do?
Okay, I thought about it for a moment, and I want to say a few of my favorite roles in Banjo and Kazooie in particular are Treasure Trove Cove, Clanker's Cavern, and Mad Monster Ranch.
Oh yeah, those are all really good worlds. Unfortunately, now somebody's gonna find some a-hole online is gonna find a way to make this world worse by virtue of making it so that the background music is instead Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas." Oh, friggin' hell. Yes, they are. They're already getting on my nerves, and but thankfully, Bottles has given me the means of getting rid of them. And wouldn't you know it? Oh, I said, and wouldn't you know it? Fucking hell! Huh? I'm not taking chances with these guys.
Yeah, they can all just die.
Amen to that.
I believe if I remember correctly, since I saw Mumbo's house there, I think you have to win, I think, 2 Jiggies from the sled race.
Well, not the Walrus. It's rather her Boggy. The Walrus, this gives us 1 Jiggy. Come on. Come on, baby girl. Someone tried to insist that Bowser somehow solos Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm like, that's hilarious. Tell me more about your incredibly wrong opinion. Because basically, it's like Bowser sure has statements that could put him at like a multiverse level, but that's only because Bowser. That's only because of Mario Luigi Dream Team. You know, the one where Luigi falls as a severe case of narcolepsy. Obviously, it's not actually narcolepsy, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
I often joke that characters who end up falling asleep a lot in media, I'm like, oh, so this guy has a severe case of narcolepsy. Alright, we just gotta find the other one. Remember, or find the computer room's stream of this game with Smoothies. They dubbed the stream series Banjo and Kazooie. I know, really dumb name. and essentially it was just all kinds of randomness. Like at one point during the stream, they started singing the John Cena theme. And Smoothies was all like, "Please donate to make them stop." Because it was a charity stream.
Paying them money just so you can hear them shut up.
And then they end up and during this level, they end up singing the DuckTales theme. Press the buttons on the snowman. Ah!
Oh! The further you fall, the more health you lose from that.
Oh, that is still the stupidest mechanic in this game.
Well, at least it's not in Conker's Bad Fur Day, where if you fall too far, you basically just explode upon impact and lose a life.
I'd just be like, then why don't you just... Let's call this a bottomless pit then, game. Ow!
You're gonna need more feathers.
I realize that. So Banjo and Tooie basically made it so that the beak bomb was something that you could hold down B for, as opposed to something you needed to press B a number of times. Yeah, the more I'm saying good things about Banjo and Tooie, the more it feels like some people are gonna think I'm a shill for the sequel game when I know there's flaws with that entry. Like, sure, the worlds feel much more connected in that game as opposed to just random set pieces is placed inside of Gruntilda's lair. And on top of that, every move you learn in this game, you keep in the second game. And then you get even better moves on top, stacked on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Will there be a planned Banjo 2 stream in the future?
Sure.
Cool.
I don't see why not. That game's good.
Agreed. Pretty much a lot of Nintendo era rareware is good.
Though the general consensus does say that Star Fox 64 is, or not Star Fox 64, Star Fox Adventures is the only one of those games that's not really a good one from Rare or Nintendo. Because the thing is that Adventures wasn't even going to be a Star Fox game, as Eamon and has told me. Yeah, it was going to be a completely different IP.
Called Dinosaur Planet, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but and even in some of the voice actors from that plant and had different lines and whatnot, but they reused them and for first Star Fox Adventures. I have to imagine how they felt realizing, oh wait, so we're just going to be playing completely different characters now?
It's gonna be a completely different Star Fox game.
Well, no, it's just a completely different game to them because they've never worked on a Star Fox title. Now, how did you feel about Star Fox Assault?
I can't really say much. I've never really played Star Fox Assault. I do know that it kind of goes back to the traditional gameplay.
Somewhat.
A bit of a Star Fox Adventures type gameplay mixed into.
Yeah, it's partially you're in the R-Wing and partially you're on the you're doing the ground missions. And unlike in Star Fox Adventures, the ground missions, you get to bring your blaster. But why can't I bring my blaster? It's all the same to you, Fox. Shoot first, ask questions later. You just didn't want me to have fun. Fun is subjective, my dear boy.
I guess that's why Neil Druckmann says that they don't consider the games that Naughty Dog makes fun.
No, they just hate fun. Period.
Oh, so that's why The Last of Us is an overrated survival horror game. I see now.
Yeah, but here's the thing, the first Last of Us game was actually good. So that can't be...
The beginning part sucks ass, though.
What, of the first game?
Yes, it's a fucking walking simulator you can't even skip.
Eh. I felt it kind of... I felt it helped set up the tone of the story pretty well. Oh, and the thing is that the story was done by people that Neil Druckmann would proceed to steal the credit from.
Yeah, like, it takes forever to actually get to the actual game where it really counts.
I really like how they characterized Joel from the start. Like, we see that Joel is a very caring man, and for his daughter, and it just all goes to hell for him. And he's like, don't do this to me. It's like, stop. I'm like, stop breaking my heart, game. You just started. That was my response to that. So the game, and it's like, with Ellie, and we kind of get to explore a bit more of Joel, well, aside from him just being extremely jaded. Because without Ellie, Joel is just, you know, he's just a very jaded guy. We kind of would want to see some of the better side of him, and more often. And then this is kind of expressed through around on the end of the game, when after a while of dismissing Ellie, he ends up referring to her as quote-unquote baby girl. Oh, which is what he called his daughter. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Jill. My little sister is watching the stream.
Hello.
And then it's like with and then it's like later down the line, and Joel all at first was like trying to Ellie during certain points in the game. He's obviously very cold towards her, and whatnot. Ultimately, it was their dynamic that made the game story as engaging as it was. And then they had to take it away in the second game. Because clearly Neil Druckmann was a little too overconfident in his way of storytelling, so to say. Because he genuinely...
Too arrogant.
Yeah, he got too arrogant, especially after the success of Uncharted 4, which was a game whose story that he wrote. You can kind of tell that he wrote it because the game's story is bad. And he also seems to have this unrequited thing for Laura Bailey, these characters, to the point where he basically makes them marry Suze.
Such as Nadine and Abby.
Yep.
Sounds like a case of what they call writer's barely disguised fetish.
Yep. It just honestly reeks of Neil just not bothering to care about the world that he and the other people he worked with have created, and he just wanted to do whatever he wanted. I think there's plenty of opportunity for a comeback. Suck it, you stupid polar bear. Alright, that's one Jiggy from the polar bear. Aaron will need to come back here with the speed shoe whose upgrade from Gobi's Desert in order to get the other one. I don't understand the point of a live system in this game. This game specifically. Because what's the use of having extra lives when every time you have lives, those lives just end up being reset? Because it just kind of tells, it just kind of says to me, oh, we have a live system. Awesome. Do my lives stack upon going back and playing the game after saving? And they're like, lol, nope. And I'm like, you're stupid. This is kind of what I mean when part of me is quite relieved that there weren't any lives in Sonic Shadow Generations, because it's like, what's the point of having this system in place if you can't save up on lives? Know what I mean?
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot, first game was the same way.
Yeah, but at the... Yeah. Cash Banuka. you've seen Cat Icarus, you know why I call it Cash Banuka. Because Cat Icarus had like this running gag going for his Crash Bandicoot reviews where he called the game series Cash Banuka. I know, it's kind of random when I say it like that. But the thing is, the running gag was... He always tried to find new and inventive ways to... who make like a new title even if he struggles to make it. And I believe this level... Oh, there's the ice key. We'll have to wait till the second game to find out what it does. Remember Stop and Swap?
I recall Stop and Swap being a thing.
Yeah, they ended up doing this weird thing when the second game came out where you are supposed to be able to switch out the games in your Nintendo 64 or upon pausing it, and then you'll be able to get some of the items in the game. Alright, we'll come back to this world later.
By the way, it's funny how that bear can get his stomach ache from eating Jiggy, but Kazooie can down so many of them and not have a problem with them.
Kazooie's just built different, man.
Yeah.
I do kind of prefer how Cheeto works in Banjo Tooie as opposed to this game.
Which reminds me, in Banjo Kazooie, you can only activate 2 or 3 cheats at a time.
Well, actually, Banjo Tooie, not Banjo Kazooie, because Banjo Kazooie you could activate all the cheats.
You actually couldn't.
Weird, because I had 3 out of 4 of the cheats active. And when I played the game.
It may depend on the cheats, but I think if you activate too much of them, Gruntilda, I believe, will come and say that your game file will be deleted.
Yeah, I think that was more the second game than this one.
I remember playing the second game, and I've never had that problem.
Gonna create a suspend point just for insurance sake.
It is now 8:12 p.m. in my area.
Oh, fuck. Well, it wasn't like there was anything over there anyway, except for Bruntilda and a hole that I can't get to unless I use the transformation in Mad Monster Mansion. Oh, here's the thing. Alex said he was gonna probably be in at like 9:30 in my time, so
Yeah, I know you're Eastern, so...
let's go this way.
Does this mean we get to enter Gobi's Valley?
Yep, where we get to torture a poor or innocent camel.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him by the second game.
Yeah, because you have to torture him again in the sequel.
Yep.
At least you only get to do it once.
Wait, I'm a dumb fuck. Why did I go that way? Ugh. Shut up, you stupid witch. Oh, here we go. I swear, we get 3 whole levels where we have to play a game of the floor is lava. And each time we have to do that, it's more irritating than the last. Welcome to Gobi's Valley. Oh, there's a Jinjo. I wonder if speedrunners would just go to... How's your nuts bark? I'm like, oh my god, Kazooie. We're supposed to be family friendly. Does anybody remember that one time when Doug Walker did a bit with Linkara? Where essentially the bit was that it was a bum review of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, and they got a whole slew of cosplayers to join in on the fun. Needless to say, it was fun. And from what I could tell. Well, first, let me go find tutorial mole. Oh! Oh my. Are we sure that's not the Manhandla? Manhandla is the name of a plant-based enemy from the OG Zelda. And no, it doesn't... And no, it is not a hand that tries to manhandle you. It would be very strange if that were the case. I'd be like, why is this ant trying to manhandle Link? Thinking that, and somebody would explain to me because it's the Manhandla, and I'm like, what? Why would a plant do that? I don't even know if plants would have the concept of gender. Yeah. Because, you know, they're plants. Grabba's got a jiggy. Neener. Ah, there you are, Bottles. Tutorial Mole, tell me of your secrets.
Speed shoes.
Wow. That's it. That's all the moves I can get in this game. Kinda sad, but whatever.
Right now, Kazooie is thinking that's all you offer. What good are you then?
Jam Jars was better in that regard. Why am I still saying that the sequel is just infinitely better?
Because it is.
And again, that's because it's the sequel.
It's supposed to be better.
It's supposed to be, but sometimes it's worse. Don't ask me why nobody bothers trying with their sequels anymore. I wonder how many people remember JonTron's review of Banjo and Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
I do.
Something new and refreshing, huh? Okay, I'll bite. What did you have in mind? That is just a bunch of... That is just cars. Cars?
Cars?
Cars!
Cars!
And, holy shit! We'll always love you. I can't believe you did it to me, goddamn! How did you do this to me? Oh, hey, Gizmo's here. He said hotel ass. Might as well play Yakety Sax over this. Ow! Fuck off, it. Although, funnily enough, I think my favorite JonTron review clip is the one from Titanic: The Legend Then Goes On.
Legend goes on.
So part of that review had him imitating the rapping dog. Ah!
It's gonna take some time, people.
If it didn't waste 5 seconds of my time, I'm establishing that yes, a door has opened.
Beekeeper with bees.
Now I can clear this. I've done this before. I've 100%ed this friggin' game. What? Yeah. Ugh. You can't see it, but my soul is being crushed by this.
That's before the build-up occurs when it commits some atrocious violence. There we go.
Okay, game. And somehow that drained the water. Thus making that area safe. Meanwhile, the mummies are gonna try to chase me. Banjo. Did they just place those flight pads down here just in case somebody was dumb enough to try going down here before, or filling it with water? Like, that had to be the only reason. I'm gonna go see if I could handle the manhandler. Not you. Ah! Suck it!
Well earned.
You know, unfortunately, even though once upon a time I was kind of into like quite a few of the members of the Find the Computer Room and whatnot. Unfortunately, a lot of them have drunken the Kool-Aid. Kind of. They also quite a few of them firmly believe that Vic Mignogna is a predator. Like, I'm just like, guys, come on. We don't need you people getting involved in this. But they chose to.
Those are fucking idiots.
Yes. I think one of the funniest moments in a brain scratch bit with Ted was getting him to play Sonic 06 for the first time, because apparently he was the only one of their group that hadn't played the game and they were like, oh no, we're gonna get you to play this game. They got him to play the game, and needless to say, the results speak for themselves. Head was not fond of the game at all. Well, as would be expected. The only member of Brain Scratch I don't have an issue with is Johnny. He's Some Call Me Johnny on YouTube. He does a lot of AVGN style reviews of games. Seems though his reviews have gotten a little more analytical as time went on, and a sort of like evolution and deviation from the AVGN an era of his reviews. I'd recommend giving him a watch. And he's done all sorts of games, but he's more primarily Metroid or Sonic guy. This is King Sandy Butt's tomb. Turn back or face his wrath. Oh, that's not good. I mean, I kind of had to come in here. I don't know if that's warranting the, Oh wait, I was supposed to come over here. Oh shit.
Yep.
Yep, and the Jinjos, because we weren't able to get them all. We at least don't have to relearn the move. Should have created a suspend point.
Try starting at the base again if you can.
Right. Well, I still have to collect the notes. Hardy har har. Very funny.
I mean, we are in the fall season, so...
Alright, I'm going to create a... Let's create a suspend point. Joe. We gotta get jiggy with it. At least we don't have to recollect the jiggies we already got. Alex said he's not gonna have time to join tonight.
Sad. A knight in shining armor to help you fight autism, and he's not going to be there to help you.
Believe me, I want to get to you, Mr. Jinjo, but I don't know where you are. Oh, I know what kind of game this is.
Yep, memory.
Yep. Just in case. Oh. Okay, let's go back up for air. You know, in Jolly Roger Bay, hey, you could actually make it so that you could breathe underwater.
Yeah, I remember. You just have Mumbo go to a Mumbo pad, he casts a spell where the water oxygenized.
Hey, Kazooie, you sure that this is fine?
Worry, Joe, everything we go.
Last time we trusted Mumbo with something, we exploded.
Oh, stop being such a baby.
Alright, past the note score.
Remember, Kevin, it's not a beach. You can't play with
I'm well aware of that. And apparently, Ben talks about the how when he said like, oh, maybe Rebirth of Souls will finally get me into Bleach. I'm like, here's a link to the manga. Don't ask me for anything again. That Sphinx just has the dopiest look on its face.
Maybe he was inspired by Goofy.
Trying to find a friggin' flight pad.
Are you able to get the musical notes in the maze, or were there any in the maze?
I could have sworn I got them all. Why do you ask?
I wasn't sure if you did.
Oh look, there's more location in this level.
I know that. I just wanted to make sure.
I understand your concern. And now my dumbass has found a flight pad. At least I know how to get the other empty honeycomb piece. What the hell? Tutorial. Oh, mole. I summon thee.
Misfire. That's all he gives you.
Fuck off, tutorial mole. Go away, manhandler. Worth it.
Do as I tell you, or I will manhandle you.
Kinda reminds me of the of that one enemy that restrained Link with his hand, with the hands in that. And then it would hold Link down until it summoned a creature that would try to attack Link.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about that. Can't think of the end of the name, though.
I'd have to actually replay Ocarina of Time. Alright, what do we got here? Alright, Alex is joining.
Yay!
Alright, so I'm gonna go in the live stream commentary chat.
Alrighty, I'll be right there with you.
Alright.
Hey.
Hello, Damon.
Silent Hill 100 Acre Wood Edition.
So, by the way, Alex,
Yo.
so I already talked about the election with Rhino.
Oh, we can still talk about some stuff. But
Oh yeah, I was
first
telling
need to-
Rhino about the
First, I
latest.
need to just get my stream up on Kick so that I can actually do something tonight. Okay. I believe it, the Disney games from back in the day were really good. Oh, some of them were. Well, yeah, they used some of the same sample libraries as the Silent Hill games did.
So, Alex, I was telling Rhino about the newest playable character, and it is a character you have actually seen in the newest one in Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Her name is Neliel to Odelschwank. You remember Nell, right, Alex?
Yes. Green hair goes from toddler to giant tits.
Yes, to giant tits who could kick Noitora's ass.
Alright, I suppose I'm broadcasting. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mehcast, and oh, what a motley crew we are. I'm several hours late because I was working. We're still going to talk about things. We're going to talk about what happened on the election day.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about how Nick Fuentes needs to go fuck himself.
Because he's a fucking grifter.
Yeah, legitimately, like, I am not one to use that term, but Nick Fuentes is like the definition of a grifter. Because that man...
Yes.
I wouldn't even necessarily say that he sounds like a Fed. I think he's just... He's one of those operators that wants to try and stir up trouble so that he can maybe benefit from it. And unfortunately, I have to give credit to Andrew Tate about this, because Andrew Tate said that
We're actually giving credit to the apex homosexual himself.
yes, the apex
And an
homosexual.
absolute moron.
Well, yeah, the apex homosexual topped the runner-up on this, and he told Nick Fuentes when Nick was saying, "Oh, I don't feel like streaming tonight," and it was like, "You signed up for this, dance monkey."
Oh, hold
Yes,
on a sec.
dance, you filthy monkey scum!
You're a monkey, Derek. You're a monkey.
It's-
Dance, monkey. Smash your little cymbal. Dance,
It's
monkey.
funny.
Dance.
Because I'm sure if you painted Andrew Tate white and purple, he would look exactly like Frieza, ever since he shaved his head.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist the Zoolander reference.
Oh yeah, we need to watch that film and stay away from the sequel. So, Donald Trump won the election. That's an interesting turn of events.
Thank
And-
God for that.
And Mark Hamill, Stephen King, and Tara Strong have all been very quiet, which I'm like, good. Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy that we haven't seen a major second or third or fourth or whatever wave run of Trump derangement syndrome, but we will. Although I am seeing a lot of people stumping for the Harris crowd fund to try and get the election overturned via recount, and I was told that was a bad thing. Last
Yeah.
time we had this happen,
By who? Pray tell.
the Biden administration, Kevin.
So basically the same crowd that are demanding a recount now.
Yes.
What hypocrites?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
So anyway, it was. So anyway.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
Ben
Come on,
talk
let's
for a
let him
second here, because we're.
Oh right, I forgot he was here.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, it was like a 4 million vote total. Oh, no, it was like 5 million once they got done counting.
By the way, Alex, you see that camel right there?
Oh, hang on. Where's the camel?
Look on my thing. You see this poor,
Yes, I
poor,
yes,
poor
I see the
unfortunate
camel.
soul?
Oh.
We're gonna be tormenting this. We're gonna be tormenting this poor camel.
Yes,
All right.
tormenting the poor camel. You are hurting my back.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Ben. Sorry about that.
Fucking whelmed the votes. Look at that. Look at the straight upper line in Wisconsin. And
What is Wisconsin? I've never heard of a state called Wisconsin.
It's a state that's just crackers about cheese.
What are you?
Like seriously,
Oh.
look at the upper line. I can't put this on your stream because I can't. Like, look at that. You see that straight up line from like 3 a.m. and it didn't even matter.
Yeah, it's always kind of unusual when we see. Let me see if I can I pull this up. Let me pull up play capture. Okay, that's not the full thing. But, it really doesn't matter. So it's like it is very unusual to see giant spikes like that, or it used to be, and it didn't even seem to make much of a difference. Now, I'm not a political analyst, or at least I don't claim to be, but I think it's. I was, and you know, I don't. There's a lot of things about Trump's policies that I don't agree with. I just think it's kind of fun to see somebody who lost an election come back, and like it was interesting to watch the comeback of the century is what I'm calling this, because that was neat. We haven't had a 2 non-consecutive terms of the same president since Grover Cleveland. Like Wikipedia editors had to change Grover Cleveland's Wikipedia article. They had to change fucking like everything. It's like that was we're fucking born to make history right there. I'm gonna quote the Yuri on Ice theme. It was like that was a history-making moment right there.
Yeah, like this might be one of the greatest comebacks in not just American history, but of like in human history. Because think of it like this, right? I know some people don't agree that it was rigged in 2020. I think it was. They stole it from Trump in 2020. They outright bragged about changing the laws thanks to COVID. And then for years
Although-
they tried to lock them up.
Oh,
They tried to
Speaking of which, speaking of changing the laws, before I forget, I have to interject something here. It's kind of interesting how they kinda undid, because like their one major advantage that they would have had for this would have been if Harris would have been the one who needed to certify the election. But they changed that. They changed those rules after 2020. And you know what? It wasn't a bad idea to change those rules. But it's funny how things turn around, you know?
And like, where was I at again?
You were saying, you know, they were talking about how they changed a bunch of rules and things like that.
They changed the rules. They went after Trump to starting a bunch of investigations, some of which were declared illegal by the Supreme Court, mostly the Jack Smith cases. Like, he literally launched a new one after his old one was declared illegal. I want you to sit on that. And then, all of a sudden, and we all remember this, someone shot him in the ear.
Yeah.
They tried to assassinate him not once, not twice, but I believe 3 times, if I'm recalling correcting.
Yeah, there was the one that
Congratulations, fuckers! You just gave him the win. I hope you're proud of yourself.
And I even predicted it back then. Like, you basically gave him a possible victory.
Yep. So for the context, because I know people know about the last two that happened. The first one is a funny story. This was like in 2016 when he was running for the second time technically, but he ran in 2000. But the story goes that there's someone from the UK really hated Trump, so he flew over legally to the United States, went to his rally, and then he tried to steal a female officer's gun to shoot Trump. And said officer overpowered him, and they were able to drag him out.
Wow, real smooth brain there. Very UK.
Yeah.
Yep.
They essentially dragged him back to the UK for charges. I don't know what charges he got, but I imagine they were very nice. Because I mean, when your own citizen tries to assassinate the upcoming president, that's not particularly good faith.
Yeah.
Mill Schoolin and said, "This is my favorite game of all time." Immediately giving it a like. Thank you.
Huh.
Referring to Banjo and Kazooie.
I have the Xbox version of this game. I'm going to be playing that eventually. Speaking of which, friend of mine.
The actual cartridge of the game.
I do
friend of
too.
mine on Facebook quoted something I said to him about Gears of War probably like a decade ago now, and I was like, "Holy shit! How do you remember that?" And
You'd be surprised.
and it's like now I need to go back and play the Gears games again because, like, despite what people say about them, those are fucking great games.
I mean, what?
I didn't finish my rant. Do you mind if I continue on that?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So they went after him through every possible method imaginable, even putting him through the New York trial. They got his fucking mug shot, thinking that would help. It just made him look gangster. I know there was like
Oh, yeah.
people asking if that changed reviews. Like, yeah, we want to vote for him. This guy's a gangster.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. Like everything. They have no idea about how people perceive optics, it seems like, and they seem insistent upon not learning because, like, they did exactly the opposite of what they needed to do. They turned Donald Trump into the rock star outlaw president, and like if they want to succeed in any future elections, they desperately need to have this never happen again. But they seem insistent on not learning anything from this. Like they keep saying, it's like, oh, if only we'd have pushed a little bit further. It's like okay.
You know, Alex, there's an old saying that was brought about by a certain British villain from a DC animated show. Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And that lot are as doomed could be.
Now, allow me to quote another great video game, Far Cry 3, and say,
You know what the definition of
Did I ever tell you what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Yeah,
After the first couple of times, it becomes fucking infuriating.
I'm not getting that quote entirely right, I know, but I just wanted to get an opportunity to bust out the Vaz voice.
Yeah, no, I that's perfectly fair. But continue where I'm at though, because you can tell they had because this conviction was supposed to happen before the RNC. They got his mugshot. It's like, okay, let's do the debate between him and Biden.
And then he immediately started selling merchandise with it on.
Yes. Yes, but then they did debate, right? Because they got super cocky because they rigged the primaries for Biden. Like, straight up rigged them. And it did help
God.
that no one was willing to run against him.
That was
And
hilarious in how it shot them in the back too.
yeah, it gets funnier. I'll get to that detail in a bit. But what ended up happening was that they brought him to debate, and Biden fucking got decimated. Trump was very cooperative with the moderators. The moderators weren't fighting with him. Trump was answering the questions very clearly, and Biden was just like, like that was Biden's
Well,
night.
they like boosted his microphone as much as they could, and he was like he like was barely coherent. You could barely hear him.
Yeah, and like the CNN moderators were trying to push him towards the right direction. But
Yeah.
they realized that, well, shit, we can't help this guy. And then after the debate, the assassination happened, and his numbers went through the fucking roof. So the Democrats decided to force Biden out. It gets better. Get this. According to a recent report, Pelosi was pushing for an open primary as they were pushing him out. And Biden, 30 minutes after he dropped out, tweeted out his support for Harris. Open primary in the process, and Harris took the fucking bait.
Because of course she did.
And so, no primary happened. Harris essentially steamrolled and banned the process. And while the RNC was just one big rockstar round with Hulk fucking Hogan ripping his shirt off, the RNC had like literal abortion critics. Not abortion.
The DNC, yeah. So the DNC, he had like some kind of. They're stumping really hard for this fucking abortion thing as part of their platform. They don't really understand that it's not super popular in terms of like the overall American public, like especially with women. Like women don't, a lot of women don't want abortion on the table. It's a thing, you know.
Yeah, Trump gained in the female vote too. Like Harris lost a bunch of points with that, but I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah. So Harris essentially took over, and Biden, throughout the course to the end of the election, was like doing things seemingly on purpose to screw her over, right? So for example, I think this is fully intentional. The garbage comment. Harris was having her big final speech somewhere. I forget.
Oh yeah, that was she did an Anita Sarkeesian and said garbage human or something like that.
No, it wasn't her. It wasn't her that said it. It was Biden.
Oh.
Yeah,
so
it was Biden.
After her big final speech, Biden jumped into a Zoom call interview and made the comment, and it completely overshadowed anything she was saying. It took over the news wave, and to make matters worse, Trump was having a rally at that point, and so Mark Rubio, I think it was him, came up on stage. Trump like, I just received word that Biden just called half of all Americans garbage, and Trump ate it the fuck up for the rest of the campaign.
Like him leaning into the McDonald's thing and the
garbage truck.
Him driving the garbage truck around, and I was like that was interesting to see because we've never seen a president do something like that really.
And then the boys writers decided to insert Homelander doing the same thing because they don't have a creative brain cell in their head.
And rather than like getting Anthony Starr into the costume and shooting a skit, which, you know, if they'd have done that for like Saturday Night Live to promote The Boys, it would have been awesome. But you know what they did? They took a stock photo, like a promotional photo of Homelander, and photoshopped a bag of Whataburger into his hand and on like a CGI drive-through window. Like there is potential, there is opportunity. There are lots of things that you can make fun of Donald Trump for doing. They just don't do it right. They don't have any idea how to make this shit funny anymore. And I think they just gave up.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the writing's gonna get worse after Trump won because it's broken a lot of people.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like
A lot
season
of
4.
breakdowns.
The sequel to Trump Meltdowns.
So, Gen V Season 1 was already bad enough. Season 2, I think they're probably going to wind up going into reshoots on it to try and add Trump jabs into it. And...
It really doesn't help that before they started filming, one of the lead actors passed away.
Yeah, and then there's like also the Gen V Season 2. If they don't go into reshoots, like the show's gonna suck regardless, because it's Gen V. Gen V wasn't ever any good. And, like, they threw away all of the intrigue in the very first episode and went on for a bunch of bullshit. But, like, how are they gonna make Season 5 work at all? Because they kinda... It's gonna be like a South Park situation, except that I'm 99% sure Matt and Trey are far more creative than the guys behind The Boys. Because, like, they had to ditch all of their plans, because, like, they weren't expecting Donald Trump to win the election. But...
Explain the context for that.
Yeah, but
Because,
they still, like, managed to make, like, a funny episode, a funny bunch of episodes out of it. And they still, you know, followed through on some of the plot lines. They worked at plot in an episodic thing, but it had, like, an arc in there. Or,
Because, like, the original arc was that the trolls were all evil. Essentially, like,
Yeah.
it's a bad kind of thing. And that's what they were kind of setting up before winning and whatnot.
yeah.
But they didn't expect Trump to actually win. And he won. And so it kind of bit him in the ass because they did two things. One, it was, what's his name? Kyle's father.
Garrison.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he was,
yeah, he was the main troll. That was causing
was
all
he...
the shit.
He wasn't... Was he Dildo Schwaggins?
I think so.
Or was that the... that was the... I think it was him. He
It's been a
was, yeah.
while, But yeah, he was one of the trolls that was tormenting
Yeah.
South Park to the point where they thought it was Cartman and destroyed his computer.
Oh, yeah, I was like... The funniest thing was them having Steven Seagal in that. Because he was one of the people who was going after her people for not liking his movies and bullying him online. And, you know, the funniest thing now would be if they got, like, Space Ice to guest on an episode of South Park as, like, somebody who opposes Seagal. Because Space Ice makes all those great videos about those shitty movies Seagal made.
Yeah, like, so it's a shame because, like, the Trump stuff could have been really funny in South Park, right? Because I still stand on the fact that they should have had the real Trump kidnap Harrison and lock him into the Trump Tower sex dungeon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they already kind of had Donald Trump as the Prime Minister of Canada, so I don't know.
Make that work. You can make them cousins. Don't you?
Oh, true, yeah. It was like,
You could make that work. And
hi,
it would've
I'm
been
Donald
funny.
Trump.
It would've
This is
been
my
funny.
cousin, Ronald Gump.
The entire town state believed it was Garrison.
Or what about Donald Slump?
Oh, yeah. You could also have Tonald Lump.
But yeah, now South Park has simply given up on the Parenting game. They do not want to do any episodes on Trump or anything.
That's
Good.
fair.
I get why, but there's so much opportunity for that.
Yeah.
Imagine a Garrison assassination episode, man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would've been
Well,
funny.
Do you remember, oh yeah, something that was a really big misstep on the part of the Harris campaign was her refusing to appear on Joe Rogan. Because Rogan offered her the interview, and it was like big time politicians who have been going out for this stuff have appeared on Joe Rogan. And this is like
speaking
part of
of
the
talk
reason.
show hosts,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. Well,
excuse me for a minute. I need to refill my cup of salty tears.
Yeah. So that thing about Jimmy Kimmel threatening to leave America after the inauguration is, I believe that's fake, but it's still funny because a lot of people are talking
He was
about
actually
that
fucking
again.
crying.
Yeah. Like, people work themselves up into a fucking tizzy over this shit, and then they wonder why Trump got shot. Like, if you want him, you have to you've essentially got to make him harmless, you know? Because you have to understand, the president doesn't actually have all the power that either party tries to make him out to be, and unfortunately neither party are willing to go to the lengths to perform the reforms that the nation needs, because they're afraid to cede power to the other guy, and it's always a matter of personal over principle, or politics over principle, so...
Yeah, I do want to talk about one of the they were horrified.
What? Yeah. Well, she's not a good speaker. That's why she didn't win the election the first time. Like, they didn't run her in 2020.
Ron Perlman tried to run for president against Trump, but then and pussied out.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
She didn't. They didn't wind up running her against him in the first place because they knew she would lose, and nobody voted for her. She dropped out in like the third round, and why she was the vice presidential pick is odd to me.
Well, I already explained how, because Biden baited her and screwed over Pelosi's plans. It's why Obama and Schumer didn't endorse her immediately.
Yeah.
They didn't want her as the nominee, but they had control.
Well, they it's like after Biden's performance in that debate, there really wasn't much choice for them. They had to do something, but like if they'd have tried to push him a little bit more, they might have succeeded in just, was like, vote for the incumbent. But having an upset like this is like, it's not good for confidence, and having the candidate who nobody wanted to run go is just bizarre. Like, if you really wanted to, it shows a lack of commitment on their part.
I know Zachary Levi's lately been getting based, and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn and Steve Bloom decided to get on his case about it.
Oh, the babies are having a meltdown.
So Zachary Levi needs to shut the fuck up for other reasons, because he keeps complaining that nobody went and saw Shazam 2. To which I say, hey buddy, that film was terrible, don't pretend that it wasn't, and don't pretend that you didn't have a hand in that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I just, generally speaking, actors need to shut the fuck up about politics. I know,
Agreed.
rocks, glass houses, etc., but...
I want to point out that it was revealed that Harris had paid
Oh, and the campaign ended like what, $100 million in debt, or is it like 15? I don't remember.
It was like $30 million. And like they had raised like $1 million and had wasted it all. Stuff that didn't help at all. Like celebrity endorsements. They spent like a ton of grand on one podcast set.
Oh yeah, the call her daddy.
Yes.
Oh, what the hell?
Fuck was that?
Yeah, the sex.
Like, legitimately. What? Why? Who? How?
Oh, it was the only one she was willing to appear on. But yeah, that's one of the major issues and one of the main reasons why she lost, because they did not want her to talk about policy. They did not want her to essentially do anything like that. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing in this game, but they were too terrified. And like, if you watch her rallies and you play them back to back, it's the same fucking speech over and over. Like, literally word for word, line for line, it is the same exact speech as like.
Oh yeah, the whole to move forward unburdened by what has been thing.
Yeah. And I don't even know what I'm saying, but that was one of the biggest issues, because like over 70% of Americans in the polls are like, we're not happy with the direction this country is heading. And Harris offered no solutions. He offered nothing to help the middle and
You gotta do better, Senator. Okay, how do we do better?
I know people are like, oh, but grocery prices don't matter. They fucking do. Americans are gonna grocery prices are going to vote based off that alone. The abortion issues is very minimal in comparison to that. People are going to react, and they're going to react.
Yeah.
And people remember the prices of Trump. The prices of Trump were much better than they were under Biden.
People, individuals also remember the taxes as well. No, this is not necessarily a statement about anything in particular. I'm just going to say here that my taxes went up every year under Biden, and they went down repeatedly under Trump. That's all I'm saying here. Like that's not even. And, like, I am not a top 1% earner. People always say it's like, oh, the tax breaks only ever apply to, like, the upper echelons and things like that. And some of them do, some of them don't. Like, it just comes down to, like, the tax credits that I benefited from under Trump expired under Biden, and that's all I'm saying.
One thing I want to talk about, because I work retail, right? I'm not gonna say where, just in case. But there was a period in time under Biden where we had to change prices every fucking day.
Single day, yeah.
Just to
Yeah, I can back that up.
Yeah.
And we're talking about two different states, two completely different chains here.
Yes. And it's ridiculous. Like, at one point, and I don't do the prices at my store. That's not my job. It got to the point where they had to bring me in because it was happening so frequently and they couldn't keep up with it. It was ridiculous. And I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And
No, it was persistent. It was constant. And people remember that. And people will say is like, oh, the tariffs policy will cause the prices to go up under Trump as well. It's like, okay, let's keep track of that. Let's make sure, like, if that happens, I wanna see it, because I wanna see meticulous documentation of it, because, you know, this is important. Like, pricing is important to everybody's everyday life. Personally, I'd like to see the Dollar Tree go back down to $1, but, you know.
I do want to mention there's a few things I want to mention. Because tariffs are being used as a negotiation to get things
Yeah, and also to try and get fixed relations with China, because China's stealing a bunch of stuff from us.
And here's another thing. Like, countries all around the world tariff us, and we don't do it to them. It's always just us, and it's like, why? Why do they get to tariff us, but we don't do it back to them? There has to
Yeah.
be and they'll be like, well, that's not fair. Oh, well, life isn't really fair, fucko. You got bed for yourself sometimes, you know? And it's like, I get like, the whole market thing. Here's the sad reality about it all. We are going to face a market crash. This administration has printed essentially trillions of dollars. We are going to see a market crash.
And we were already in a recession.
Yes, well, I mean, like,
So.
we've got to be top, so we'll see something similar to the Great Depression in like the next year or so.
I mean, we were already there. It's just not as significant.
Yeah, the best thing Trump can do is minimize the war, and I guarantee you that people blame him for like, oh, the big bubble is his fault. It's like, no, it's the previous administration losing out all this
Well.
money. It depends on if Trump can steer the ship, and I believe.
Oh, that's been a thing. That's been a problem of, like, because like Bush tried to take credit for things that happened under Clinton, and then
Yeah.
Obama didn't undo things that were done by Bush and things like that.
The only thing,
And so,
Bush didn't take credit for was 9/11. I'm so sorry.
All right, I got the last Jiggy in this world. Now I'm gonna move on to,
They're gonna give me a list of reasons why I'm going to hell, and this joke is going to be one of them.
So, how about that Captain America Brave New World trailer?
That's gonna suck.
Before we talk about that, I do want to finish my point because
Oh, okay.
Again, because I didn't finish about ranting about Harrison. Again, people are, again, they look at the prices, they look at Trump's previous policies, and they're like, if you're not going to give us a solution, we're voting for the orange man. And then the assassination thing really did turn everything around, because it made it much harder not to take him seriously. Because think about it, you can't claim that someone truly, someone's pretending to care when they get shot and their response to that is pushing their Secret Service agents aside to throw your fist in the air, telling people to keep fighting. You can't claim someone doesn't care when that's their response to being shot. And that was a major death blow to everything. And the Democrats, again, they had no solution. They had nothing. And it's no wonder Trump won as hard as he did, because the American public's just enough is enough. The straw broke the camel's back. People were done with being lied to.
I mean, the straw broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
I really hope that he winds up declassifying all those documents he said that he was going to, because that'd be an interesting thing to see.
I bet you the reason why Jimmy Kimmel is angry about the fact that Trump wanted it because if that list gets out and rumors about him being on Epstein's island and end up being true.
Yeah, there's also a major rumor or report that
Oh, that would be unfortunate. I wouldn't be surprised, but it would be unfortunate. Yeah, see, the thing is, like, people complaining about this aren't looking at... People in the late night who are complaining about this, they're clearly not looking at this in terms of, like, their careers, because, like, I mean, you know, they might have a reason to, but it's like, you're gonna get another 4 years of awesome material for your show out of this. So... let's just look on the bright.
But here's the thing.
Bright side of life.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Alex. Even that material is getting stale.
Oh yeah, no. Everybody knows that they only have one joke.
Let's also keep in mind that at Young Justice ended up doing the whole fake news bit with Lex Luthor acting as their Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
So Lex Luthor was right all along.
Like, Lex flat out, I was like at the end of season 3, this is all fake news.
Hey, Kevin, you know what this might mean?
What?
We might get that 5th season of Young Justice.
Remember, it's gotta be based off that horrible Wally West killing people story. Whatever the Heroes in Crisis.
Wally is dead!
I know.
Yeah. They'll have to do it. They'll have to do it. You know what they'll have to do in order to make that work?
Bart.
They'll have to use Bart for that.
No.
And how do you even know that's what they're gonna adapt?
Probably because it's been that thing that they've been wanting to do for a while, you know?
Greg Wiseman has lost his touch.
You're out of touch. I'm out of time. But I'm out of my head when you're not around.
Okay, but let me end this point. Oh, what was I gonna say to end my point? Fuck. Oh yeah, here it is. It might be a blessing. Honest to God, I think it might be a blessing that he lost in 2020 because the current team he has is vastly better than when he had in 2020.
Alright.
It is incomparable. He seemingly has learned a lot of his lessons from his first term and has been studying the past 4 years to create what is essentially an Avengers lineup of politicians who really have a beef. Every single person has a beef with the current United States government for good reason.
Hey, there is a way they could use Wally in that arc, Alex. It's if they reveal that Wally has actually been alive this whole time.
But wasn't his ghost talking to Dick at one point?
No.
Oh, right, that was hallucination.
To end the Trump talk, this is sort of related, sort of not. You guys saw what one of the live-action One Piece writers said, right?
Oh, yeah, the thing about the what was it? The fucking island?
I'm gonna read this. This is Randy Troy, one of the writers.
Oh, yeah, that got community noted, too.
Yeah, I was gonna read that, too. So, to quote what he said, One Piece inspirations, the greedy and petulant Wapiti is based off Donald Trump, whose family name comes from German Drum, hence where drum gets its name. In an almost prophetic turn, I can't read that right. Turn from Oda.
Drum Island was not based off of that.
Yeah, I
No.
know. Trump's U.S. policies are riddled with healthcare management issues. And then the community note says, Oda has stated previously in the One Piece logbooks that the inspiration for Drum Island came from Drum Rock in Canada. The sources, the One Piece Wikipedia, and this tweet. And then the guy deleted it. Well, here's
Let's
another
see.
thing. That particular character helped expose a huge scandal in the world and did a lot of good. So, what was your fucking point with that? Why, are you trying to make Trump a good guy again? It's gotta be a Homelander situation where everyone likes the character when they're not supposed to. It seems like you're going to do that by accident. I think I would love to ask someone about this because they would know. But like, I don't think this will end well for the show if they really go down this route.
I already knew the show was shit from the word go, but they only made it worse.
Oh, no, the show was great, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. They can always pull a Heroes and make it shit later. Or an Arrow, or insert TV show here. The Boys, for instance.
Or Young Justice.
Young Justice was never good.
Fair enough.
But they could always make it worse and can continue to.
No, Ben,
by the way-
Alex is objectively right in this regard because let's just say the more he dug into the quote-unquote world building, the worse it got.
Oh yeah. I started asking questions, and when I found out the answers, I just had more questions.
Like the fact that the Watchtower was formed by an asteroid, or that Green Lantern dragged around.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry.
So,
Was that
scalpers
was
are
that
reselling
sneeze that?
PS5 Pros at a loss because
So-
there's too many of them.
So Benjamin, would you say that sneeze was accompanied by the sound of bullshit?
Yeah. Alex, we're going to talk about fucking Captain America, that shit movie that's coming out.
Oh
gonna
yeah,
suck.
that trailer looks awful.
Yes, it does.
I read something that pissed me off. The Red Hulk is just a fucking raging monster. I fucking hate this so much because it goes against the Red Hulk's character.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford would rather be that than be Han Solo ever again.
Yeah.
Because he just has such a massive, irrational hatred for Star Wars.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Like, look, I get that Star Wars... Yours had kind of fallen off at some point, Harrison, but that's no reason to make fun of the fact to get on the fact that you played one of the most well-written characters of all time. Because Han Solo is an iconic Lancer to Luke Skywalker's hero.
Yeah.
To be
He's
fair, to be fair with Harrison, anyone who's appeared on the Star Wars Holiday Special would probably lose a lot of hope in their lives.
Yeah, but the
True.
thing is, that's a different can of worms. That's not, it's not.
He doesn't even have any memory appearing on it. That's how bad it was.
I remember
Well, he
in
was
the
probably high as a kite at the time.
No,
I
I
just-
say that as a joke because Conan did that, and Harrison was like, I don't remember anything.
Oh yeah.
let us never forget the fact that
The episode.
let us never forget the fact that that supposedly, according to that Nostalgia Critic review of A Force Awakens.
Oh, I just remembered. Did you hear who they're going to have direct and write the new Star Wars trilogy?
Is it?
Uh,
It's the X-Men guy.
Yes, it's the X-Men.
which
guy.
one?
Simon Kinberg.
Fuck.
Considering how they fucked with him, with the Dark Phoenix, I have a feeling they've got him pegged as a pushover.
I
All right.
My theory is that no one wanted the job. No one wanted to direct this movie.
Gentlemen, welcome to what would.
Guy who had nothing to lose.
I wonder if
Gentlemen,
Ryan
welcome to Mad
Johnson
Monster Mansion. In a
with
moment.
open bar.
I don't know if the Mad Monster Mansion would have an open bar, but sure, let's go with that.
It's like, I genuinely, I believe it too, because Star Wars is in such a horrible place right now. Like, they almost redeemed it with the shows, and then they all went to shit and started bombing left and right.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, it's like the Obi-Wan show went to shit after a couple of episodes.
Yeah,
The
because- Oh my god, don't even get me fucking started.
Oh yeah, they cut the budget and didn't give them time to rewrite the script.
Yeah, and the worst part of it was done intentionally to give the Acolyte more budget because Kathleen just did not want to know.
And then the Acolyte came out and it was fucking dog shit and it looked like dog shit. Ugh.
The whole Vader fight was supposed to take place on a destroying a Star Destroyer, like one that was being torn apart. And the concept art's there, and it looks fucking awesome. And it would have been better than the Desolate Island, planet. Which don't get me wrong, I think it was good. I think they did what they could do. But man, it would have been so much better if you saw Darth Vader and Kenobi being separated by the destroying planet before Kenobi could strike down Vader. It would have been fucking raw. But no, they couldn't do it because Kathleen couldn't. And then you have Kathleen's OC being added to the show. You know who I'm talking about.
Which one? She has about 12.
What's her name? The one that survived Anakin's child. What's her name? Reva?
Reva, yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah, because it's shit because, like, I would have been fine with her if she had died in the last episode. If she had died in Kenobi's arms, I would have been like, okay, that was fine.
It's the same problem as the character from fucking Uncharted 4,
Yeah.
whose name I don't remember, but is
Troy-
essentially just
the
one
Troy-
of...
The Troy Baker's character.
No, I was going to say, hey, Laura Bailey's character.
Nadine is her name.
Oh, Nadine, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever her name is.
Nadine.
It's funny because I like the idea of a survivor from Order 66 as a child, slowly making her or his plan to get revenge on Vader using one of the Jedi survivors that they blame for failing them.
Yeah, but they already kind of did that. It was called Rebels.
Rebels was half good though.
Yeah, there were 2 good seasons and the other bullshit.
At least we got the Darth Maul finale. Which was 10 out
Oh,
of
that
10.
was That was awesome right there.
That was so good. It's
Darth-
one of the best
Darth
parts
Maul
of
went
the
out like a
game,
big-
like a few seconds.
And you know what? That clip of Maul asking, like, that sets up so much. That fucking indicts The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Because that tells you Disney had different plans at first, and
Yeah.
then things went off the rails.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know, in Lucas's plans for Episode 7 and the rest, Darth Maul was supposed to be the main villain.
That would have been cool.
It would have been Darth Maul and the other chick, the red one.
Talon.
Yeah, Talon. Like the main trilogy that Lucas wrote was going to be the rise of the Empire and the difficulties of it, which makes sense because like the prequels were about the fall of the Republic, and the second one was like the Empire and its fall, and the new trilogy was going to be the rise of the New Republic.
Hey.
You know, tie that whole thing together, but
That
Disney
would have been awesome.
Now, I know Lucas has said that he looks back on them and says those scripts weren't that good, but they had to have been at least better than what we ended up getting. It makes me sad. That's all I have to say. That makes me sad. But the fact that I have to go back to the Dark Phoenix director, because the fact that they got him is the funniest thing I saw all day.
I feel like he
He's
never
not a
wanted.
bad writer. He's written some good movies, but unfortunately he also wrote Dark Phoenix and X-Men 3, so...
And we both know that they're not going to give him creative control. They're using him as a puppet.
Oh, yeah.
They are 100% using him as a puppet.
Like he was with Dark Phoenix.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Or like how they kind of went behind JJ's back and re-edited Episode 9 while he wasn't looking.
Right, like, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
The
what
movie
they.
wasn't even that good, and it could have been better.
No. Alex. You don't get it.
Yeah?
That what they did with JJ was put a bucket over his head while he was hanging about. Oh, and this is the Skyrim tactic. Keep in mind, this is the Skyrim bucket. So they put the Skyrim bucket over him. Then they went about re-editing the film, and then somebody ended up accidentally taking the bucket off, and then he's like, "What did you guys do?" They're like, nothing? You did something with my film again, didn't you? No. Whatever gate would give you that idea? Why would you put a bucket over my head? Because it was funny. I am
God,
literally...
That model of the elephant bee is disturbing. I do not like that face, and it's dead. But, yeah, fucking... I don't even know what I'm doing in this game anymore. I got lost for like an hour. I finally found where to progress. But, yeah, freaking Star Wars is such a sad state. I hope Elon Musk buys it.
What is Elon Musk gonna do with it other than actually make lightsabers a real possibility?
I mean, to be fair, Disney already did that.
You know what he'll do?
No,
He'll
as in
release-
actual
he'll
lightsabers that
release
could
all
do
of the films
actual.
on Twitter.
No, Disney actually made that.
No, like Kevin's talking about like lasers, like laser blades that'll actually cut.
You know what? Disney made that.
Did they?
Yeah, it's like they showed it off like a ray lookalike, like a real lightsaber.
Like one that can actually cut like the plasma.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's neat.
But it's like the one thing I noticed is like it's connected to a tube.
Ooh,
it's
so
not
it's like real lightsabers are progressing the way lightsabers did in canon.
Fuck.
Because originally in Star Wars, the first lightsabers had to be connected to a big power supply, and they had and they were very weak, and they had like a line connecting the hilt to the power pack.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much exactly what this is. Let me see if I can find the reveal footage of this that they showed. Because they had this at the resort for a while, and then they didn't really use it much after.
I believe it. That's probably expensive.
I hate
Yeah.
these types of missions.
I have to find it. Real life lightsaber. It's gotta be a pain in the ass to find.
How do I do this without waking you? Because clearly there has to be a way. Hey, this is dumb.
Oh yeah, they
Yes.
also made retractable lightsabers. Not ones that get cut.
Oh, that's not good.
Is it? Okay. Oh, this one's not attached to a tube. Never mind. Yeah, this was at their Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser hotel.
Huh.
Flopped. Yeah, I can't find the original reveal footage for it, so maybe they just dropped it entirely. But yeah. But
Oh
yeah.
no,
Oh, so
I've turned her into Pinhead from Hellraiser.
We need to talk about Nintendo. Nintendo's been naughty.
no, you gotta say it like this.
No. I've turned her into a new villain. No head.
She's turned me into a newt. A newt. I got better.
Okay, so first things first, Nintendo lawsuit with Power World. Oh
Lovely.
god, it's so bad.
Nintendo gonna lose that one.
They need to. So we got our first details of it. So essentially, Power World released some information about what Nintendo wants to do, and they're suing based off 3 patents that were filed after Power World came out, and it gets worse.
Yeah.
They attached those patents to patents from 2021 after the reveal of Power World. And they can argue that they didn't the 2024 ones still count because they're connected to the old patents. The old patents. Which is really fucked up. And what Nintendo wants Power World to do is give them $33,000. No, it was like $66,000, I think. $66,000 and an injunction. Now, originally I thought it was like a weird concession kind of thing, but no, an injunction could mean a variety of things. Here's one of the 3 things that it could be. Paying a fee for the rest of their eternity for using patents Nintendo owns, which is what they did to a mobile game company that they had a similar lawsuit with. The second thing is to remove the game from sale forever, meaning they can never sell anything Power related.
Well, that's
again.
probably not going to happen. This is starting to remind me of the Philips lawsuit against Nintendo over the Wii.
And then the third thing. What was the third thing? I had it in my head. It was and remove any features that violate the patents. So for anyone wondering what the patents is, it's quite simple. Throw a ball, catch enemy, walk around, Hal walks with you, mounting creatures. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
those
stupid.
are the stuff that existed before Nintendo did it. Or I should say Game Freak, but it doesn't matter. Now there's a really good lawyer video that talked about this and why Nintendo's explaining this. It's because of Sony. So if you recall,
Yeah, I was going to say, how did Sony do what now?
Okay, so you know how Nintendo and Game Freak and another company formed the Pokemon company and created...
Oh, yeah.
The story surrounding that is the exact same of what Sony and Power World are doing. Like, line for line, word for word. And Nintendo is retaliating as a result. Because they're seeing what they did is being copied by Sony. And they see that as a threat and a possible creation of another...
Somehow I managed to use the knife to cut myself out of these chains.
Yeah.
And somehow Palpatine returned.
I can't wait for him to be the villain of the next trilogy.
And somehow, Power World returns. But yeah,
It's
so,
Sam
yeah,
Witwer to
okay.
play him this time.
So it's just it's such a stupid situation because it seems like Nintendo is genuinely trying to kill any competition. And I get, yeah, some of the designs look a bit too familiar. I get it. But it's not like even Nintendo can see it on the copyright thing. While yes, some of the designs look pretty close, they still are protected by copyright. Even in Japan's copyright is notoriously strict.
Yeah, let's also not forget the fact that Toei ended up trying to get into some legal, well, questionable legal BS with Totally Not Mark during.
It got to a point where YouTube ended up finding a solution by just blocking the videos in Japan and nowhere else. Essentially putting a middle finger to Toei as a whole. Which is just wow. And what is happening in this game? Eeyore just gave me a stick.
As you can
Okay,
see,
so,
you're going to need this stick.
Okay, so what was I gonna say? Right, so there's Darcy Owl as an equal level threat to Pokemon, and Nintendo is like, we need to take these guys down. They were seemingly preparing to do so even before Sony got involved, but they escalated it because they now see how much of a threat it could be now. But the biggest issue that Nintendo's run into is one thing. Sony has a lot of money. Not as much money as Nintendo. But they could keep this fight going indefinitely. Which is a good thing. But another thing that Nintendo's trying to do, they're trying to be sneaky in the US. They're trying to get the patents approved in the US, and they're in the process of doing so. That's fucking terrifying. They should not be able to patent these things.
Well, there's a lot of things that shouldn't be able to be patented, copyrighted, or trademarked, and yet they allow them to.
Yeah, and it gets worse. Genuinely. So there's another lawsuit, and while this one had a good reason to start, Nintendo is trying to use it to progress their own plans, so to speak. So there's this who had been banned off YouTube multiple times, and what he was doing was he was illegally pirating early copies of multiple games. And because of this, Nintendo kept taking down his channels. And to give credit to Nintendo, they were very patient with this guy. They gave him multiple months to stop. And they kept ending his channels like, dude, just stop or we're going to do something to you. The guy literally did the Eggman quote and said, I have 70 alternative accounts, I will never stop. And so Nintendo's now suing him. Now, that's a good thing. I would agree. Like, suing him is, like, justified in this scenario. But guess what Nintendo's argument is?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm agreeing with the voice of the paranoid here.
So, it's not that he was streaming the games that weren't even out yet illegally. Because that's what he was doing. He was playing the leaked copies of games that were not out and streaming them. That's illegal. But that's not their argument. Take a guess on what their argument is.
What?
What?
That all emulation is illegal.
Yeah, they've been saying that for years now. It's not true. They use emulators themselves. It can't be true.
I mean, look at what I'm doing. I guess this must be illegal.
Here's the thing. What they're trying to do with this case is that they see an opportunity to set a legal precedent that could change the law. And that should fucking terrify you. Some of the shit they say in their argument for this is insane. For example, did you know you could go to jail for leaking an emulator like Dolphin?
No.
Nintendo claims this. They
You
also
can't.
claim that they can sue you for $2,500 for each Nintendo ROM you download. And they claim a whole bunch of shit. Like, look up the lawsuit to see all the stuff they claim. But it's insane. And the scariest part is that if their argument goes through in this case, and it likely will, because if
Oh,
the
my
case
cursor's
is
changed.
actually not gonna win, This could set a permanent legal precedent that would avoid the previous ones. That should fucking terrify you.
Who's cutting?
Nintendo's very much using this kid as a pawn to push forward their own beliefs and their own, agenda. And that's scary. Genuinely scary. Because here's the thing, I agree with suing this guy. This guy's a dick.
This
But
is...
the way they're going at it is evil.
Oh, so our bodies are fighting while our heads are back here. Huh.
But yeah,
That's
Nintendo-
interesting.
I don't like the direction Nintendo's heading recently. It feels like they're headed in a worse direction in terms of just how twisted they can be. Because with the Power World stuff and like the emulating thing, it's kind of scary. It's kind of terrifying. I don't like the precedent that they are likely going to set with this.
Unfortunately, they have always had these policies, though, so...
The issue is that it could set a legal precedent, which would make things way worse, as you recall. The thing that I'm hoping for is the emulation lawsuits, that they settle it out of court, similar to the Switch emulator lawsuit, which didn't set a precedent.
Yeah.
Because they set it out of court.
Is that a pun intended, Princess? Because we are both heads now?
Oh, you're talking about the Princess game.
Yeah, I'm talking to the game.
Either way, I'm at...
Pun was intended, I suppose.
So, these flower pots, I remember are in the video game vault for this game, when they thought that the pots were cussing at you. Were cussing you out. Oh, but they were actually saying, thank you, in an eerie sounding voice. So it kind of sounded like they were...
Well, that's interesting.
That reminds me, so you know the Ryu Switch emulator?
Yuzu?
Yes, Nintendo bought the rights to it.
Oh, no, you're talking about the other one.
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about Ryu, yeah, the one you named. That's the one I'm talking
No, Yuzu is a different one.
about. Oh, well, they own that. I'm talking about the other one, the Ryu one.
No.
Yeah, so for context, that emulator.
There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home.
Please, Alex.
I'm sorry, there was a thing that was appropriate for me to sing.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Okay, I'm joking. But yeah. So
Giving it can't be
wrong.
wrong.
Try to focus, you piece of shit.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh yeah, the Ryu emulator. So that one was made in Brazil. And as you know, piracy is very common in the country because to give an idea on how bad the prices are, imagine a $60 game costing $5,000. Or tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Oh, yeah.
The inflation is what the fuck is that?
Is this?
What are you? Rotten
Are you talking about in the game you're playing or the one I'm playing?
What I'm playing.
Oh, come look at the game I'm playing. Actually, hang on. Let me start my...
The door! The door has living lungs and organs!
Why is Piglet in a psychological horror game?
I don't know.
That's mildly unsettling. Come look at my game.
It has ponies.
My little pony.
They talk and sing music?
No.
Oh, never mind. Hey, hang on, the only brony here is Alex. I think. Is he the only one? Show of hands.
What?
Guys, look at this.
I can't.
I
This
sh-
door is scary.
Oh
Share
yeah,
my camera.
that's a lot of hands. That's some. Those
That's
are
a lot of
quite
hands.
a lot of.
That's a severed fucking head.
What the fuck is this? The door hurt me. The door attacked me with screams.
Oh no.
Something about Nintendo.
Brazil. So
Something
in
about-
Brazil.
Something about Nintendo owning.
Oh,
owning-
I'm sorry. You're angry. It's because I went to Brazil, isn't it?
I
You know,
fell
Ben-
in the hole to
You know, Ben,
Brazil.
half of me was
I
tempted to.
fell to Brazil.
You know, Ben, half of me was tempted to say that. So what you were trying to say is that Nintendo, well, quite literally has you by your balls, a la Don Da Don. Which, by the way, which by the way, that show. By the way, hey, when that manga essentially is about a guy and a girl who were into some occult. Were into some occult BS. The girl was into ghosts and apparitions, while the guy was into aliens. And the minute the guy finds a ghost, it possesses him and takes away his reproductive organs. A group of aliens abducted the girl and threatened to take away her reproductive organs, including everything on the inside. It gets better. Because then they develop superpowers, and quite a few of the jokes about the guy revolve around his testicles being taken.
At least he can get them back.
Yeah, he can, but then he would lose his ghost. Then he would lose his ghost powers. Also, the ghost that took his testicles is voiced by Rita Repulsa.
Get me teenagers with bullitude.
But
Yeah,
you,
but,
but-
okay, so back
but
to,
Rita, why
After
would you?
10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Dick.
But mistress, wouldn't it be more practical to conquer Earth?
No.
Okay, so like, I want to get back to the Brazil.
Yeah, go ahead.
So prices in Brazil are inflated to a ridiculous degree.
Oh yeah, that was why the Sega Mega Drive held on, not Mega Drive, Master System held on so long over there.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. Yeah, that exactly. And even the government encourages piracy on a mass scale because it's too expensive. So you can't really take anyone to court over it. It's why the Spider-Man 2 PC port devs are still around because they're in Brazil and piracy like that is encouraged over there. So Nintendo, they realized they couldn't take it down through legal means. So they decided to do something more interesting. They went to the devs and essentially paid them off. We don't know
Okay.
how much. One day Nintendo went to them and they vanished. And the rights were transferred over to them, trademarked and all. So yeah, Nintendo got an emulator shut down after paying the devs an ungodly amount of money, at least enough to probably set them for life. I guess you could say they're Brazilianaires now.
Go sit in the corner, think about what you said.
All right. Well, once I get done here, I'm gonna call it for the night because it's getting late and I have work in the morning.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Alex, is this schedule going to be a regular thing?
No.
Good. Because this
That's
this is
a
going to
relief.
cause
I'm
problems.
going to say- Yeah, I'm going. This is like a one-off thing because like a bunch of the high school kids who work at the store have baseball and football and shit right now, and we're a couple of people short, so I just had to fill in.
We had a bunch of guys who came out of high school at my workplace, and they were some of the most disinterested people in terms of working I could have ever
Oh
met.
God. Yeah, that's exactly how they are here.
One was a fucking weed junkie. And then he
Oh
and
God.
he tries to. He was pretty much mad at me for calling him out on his bullshit.
Yeah.
Looks like he's a douchebag then.
He was a douchebag.
Yeah, there's.
and it took him a while. And it took a while, but my manager had finally But my previous manager had finally been like, okay, since he's not even bothering to show up or even call out or whatever.
Yeah.
Or then they might as well remove him from the schedule.
We had a guy who, he showed up for work once. And no, he showed up for work twice and then stopped coming.
Yeah, I had that happen too with someone.
And we had a girl who showed up for work 3 times and then stopped coming.
There was one female employee that showed up for like 5 days and then just stopped showing up.
Yeah.
I don't know why that happens so often. Alright, I'm gonna stop the game now, but I want to keep talking for a few minutes. Oh my god, the DJ can back me up on this. Starting this stream was a fucking nightmare. It worked.
It was.
Oh my god, I'm gonna retell this story to you guys. It was a fucking shit show. So I started right, and it worked fine, but the image had froze.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize this until DJ pointed this out like 10 minutes into the stream. Like, fuck! So I go and restart the stream, and then my controller stops working. And I can't use my controller, so in my infinite wisdom, I disabled Steam inputs, and I couldn't reactivate it, meaning that I couldn't use my controls at all. And it turns out that Valve, every few months, will break the entire feature, meaning you can't re-enable it unless you find a text file to switch it back on.
Yay.
And
Well,
it gets worse. So, guess how many games with like you know, like in text boxes, like a 0 for no, 1 for yes. Guess how many there were?
How many?
Over 19,000.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I had to
Valve, I love you, but you gotta sort your shit out sometimes.
So, through infinite luck, I picked the right one that re-enabled the controls, and then I was able to finally play the game again. Yeah, that was a fucking nightmare. That was a nightmare and a half. But man, I will say, this game is pretty fun. This is a game I would like as a kid. Genuinely, it's charming. It looks very good outside of a Chinese bootleg Winnie the Pooh and Owl. But
Oh, by the way, one other thing I gotta demonstrate in this game. So this fall would normally probably kill me, right? Watch this.
Yep.
Whee! T-pose for dominance, bitches.
But yeah. So I was gonna say something else. Right. So one thing I noticed that creeped me out when I went to Rabbit's house, I killed the first enemy. This foreboding, creepy ass Silent Hill music started. I'm like, what the fuck? It threw me off because it was straight out. Again, it was straight up out of something Silent Hill. And I'm getting to the 2 levels that people are scared of the most: the Eeyore and Owl levels. Apparently, the Owl level represents dementia.
Okay.
While Eeyore's level is like a fixed camera angle Resident Evil kind of game.
That is not at all what I wanted to do, game.
Why did the devs go so hard on a Piglet game? I have to respect that, you know? I have to genuinely respect that.
It's better to put all your effort into it than to put no effort at all.
Like Shrek Super Slam, which the devs hated to make.
Yeah.
If
you make a good... If you make a
keep in mind
good
they
game,
made
it will forever stand up, regardless of what the subject is.
Absolutely.
Keep in mind, and for Shrek Super Slam, there are 2 ports of that game.
I forgot about that.
One for
I feel like that's one licensed game I can see getting a remake down the line.
what? Super Slam?
Yeah, Super Slam.
Why?
Because money. And like, you know, one dev I could see doing it.
What?
Lamp Studios.
The hell is Purple Lamp Studio?
Yeah, I was about to say, what?
Oh yeah, they're the guys who made Battle for Bikini Bottom. They made Cosmic Chick, and they remade Mickey recently. They're fantastic. They're one of the best devs out there, I'll argue. And apparently their Epic Mickey remake is one of the best games they've made so far, so I have to check that out. One cool thing I will mention, one cool thing about Epic Mickey Rebrush is that they kept sending early builds to the original creator of Epic Mickey. He wasn't working on the game. They just gave him access to it because they wanted to hear his feedback. And I love it when remakes do that. Like they talk to the original people who worked on it, try and perfect their original work. I love shit like that. I love Purple Lamp seems to love to try their best at recreating it in the most faithful way possible. Like Battle for Bikini Bottom remake has issues, but you can tell it was a loving remake.
Does anybody remember that one time when Kazooie was handled all the same way that one would handle their Johnson?
Are you saying that?
Oh, hang on. Before we go off the air, did anybody else see that the Wicked dolls, like the Wicked Barbie dolls for the new Wicked movie,
Oh my god.
Wicked Part 1, they don't have the movie website on the back. They have a link to the porn site, wicked.com. Which is like finding out that Zelda.com used to be the website for a cam girl.
I just want to say, someone's going to get sued and someone's going to jail for this.
I would hope so. Well, not necessarily going to jail, but definitely about
The traffic for Wicked.com went up by 12 times.
I believe it. But yeah, somebody should definitely be fired for this.
Yeah, no, that is genuinely disturbing because it's one thing to accidentally link a porn site. It's another to do it on a children's toy, a fucking doll.
Yeah.
With children who have access to everything.
I have to.
I almost want to find it funny, but the amount of children that probably got access to it makes me real disturbed.
The next time I'm at Walmart, I'm gonna buy one of those, just because it's funny.
Why?
I can want a lot of money eventually. We can use that.
Just because it's funny.
I would not find something like this funny.
I want to have the Barbie doll with a porn site on it, and it's an interesting piece of history.
You think this would take the box office for this movie?
The box office was never going to be that good in the first place. It's not advertising to the people that would actually like it, and it's advertising to people who absolutely hate it once they find out what it is.
Didn't the girl who played the Wicked Witch have a racist meltdown because someone made an edit of her smiling like the original poster?
A little bit, yeah. Fucking the fact that all the women in the fucking movie are like a good 5 inches shorter than Idina Menzel is strange.
And then there's Jeff
She's
Goldblum.
not even tall. She's like 5'4".
By the way,
It's funny how every single Wizard of Oz sequel or prequel after the original has sucked.
Yeah. Rhino, what were you gonna say?
I did like Return to Oz. That was good. Return to Oz.
well, I was about to say, you, Alex, and Kevin talking about porn and Kazooie doing some pretty naughty things. You do understand that Rule 34 is a thing, right? And there's a
Yes.
thing for Kazooie
Yeah.
Smoked out.
Of course.
What?
Why am I not
Okay.
surprised?
Yep.
You
I
know,
found this comic where that exact thing actually happened.
Did you actually search this?
No, I stumbled upon it.
Okay, good. Because I was gonna say.
I have to bring up a disturbing fact. Considering that Banjo and Kazooie live alone in their house, this would explain why Kazooie is able to push out so many eggs.
No, she's a. I'm gonna put this to rest here. No, she's a bird. They do that all the time.
No, do you think Kazooie likes dominating?
I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. I will see you guys later. We're gonna call it for the night. Bye, everybody.
I'm
And
creating a
with that-
suspense
With that,
point.
we're fucking. With that, we're
Yep.
fucking done.
Yep. See you
It's
next
so-
week for Mario 3D World and more